There are more than a few animals out there that I am eternally grateful for the fact that they are just much smaller than us. Some out of a personal fear as it stands, and others because we as a species simply wouldn't stand a chance against them if they saw us as a food source. One of them being frogs. No, I'm deadly serious, because instantly disappearing into the silent maw of a giant frog and your final words to be drowned out by this is just not how I want to meet my end. Someone at Capcom must have thought this too, and so made the very aptly titled demon frog the Tetsucabra. Now, despite the intro, I am a massive fan of this frog. The Tetsucabra line takes up 3 slots of the current total of 9 amphibians, having a subspecies and a deviant in its ranks. Now, design-wise, these monsters possess very bulky frames, similar to the bullfrog, but interestingly, their color scheme is eerily similar to the strawberry poison dart frog with its red and blue skin. Now, instead of the typical rubbery skin of smaller frogs, the Tetsucabra is covered in strong rubbery scales, giving it an impressive level of defense. Now, these monsters are also part of what I like to call the seeing you is enough reason to attack you club of monsters and are well armed for this task. Those massive tusks are fused directly to their jaws and are impressively strong and durable weapons, and would be enough on their own, but this creature uses them to rip up massive boulders straight out of the ground. Now, once done, they can use them for both offense and defense, whether simply throwing them at you or even using them as a shield to deflect attacks. They are even strong enough to leap into the air and bring these rocks crashing down on top of you with their highly developed legs. Also, when fighting the Tetsucabra, I noticed they use a lot of moves found in sumo wrestling, having a lot of stomps and charges, which fits way too well, honestly. Another thing to keep an eye out for is their projectile saliva, which will drain your stamina almost instantly, making you a much easier target. Now, if you attack the tusks enough and manage to break them, they will be unable to dig up the larger boulders and drastically reduce their offensive capabilities. Now, the Berserk Tetsucabra is a great late game counterpart to the base design, but my absolute favorite things about this monster are as follows. The fact that they have a bite force strong enough to crush those boulders to dust is both horrifying and hilarious to me, especially when considering they're ambush predators. And the other is that despite how menacing they look, they are doting fathers to their young. They keep them safe in their mouths and will avoid eating for prolonged periods of time until they have developed enough to walk alongside them. But the one thing that is universal across all 3 of these monsters is that the armor is absolutely amazing. Honestly, a top 10 in my eyes. The Tetsucabra is a monster I love dearly, and for being an early game monster, Capcom did not have to go this hard, but I am eternally grateful they did.